Is it much fun being a royal? I don't think so. Is Meghan Markle a bully? Yeah, I think she probably is.
No one seems to notice me. Isn't it a sin? What a crazy world we live in. How's your father? Brown bread.
Hello, boys and girls. Little bit of a bonus for you here. All this nonsense that's going on at the moment with Harry and Meghan, it's really getting on my nerves, if I'm honest. I am a royalist, always have been my entire life. A huge admirer of actually most of the royal family, to be fair. Yes, one or two of them have dropped the odd clanger here and there. Prince Andrew. I actually bumped into him once, I have to tell you, where the Keep It Country TV station used to be played out of, at Chalfont Grove. There was an occasion, I can't remember what it was, something was opening and Prince Andrew was officiating. And I was quite excited about it, and I made a point of being there on this particular day. And I've never been so disappointed in my life. I actually followed him in. He was driving a green Bentley Arnage, not a particularly new one. He was driving, nobody with him, on his own, no police presence, and I pulled up behind him at the security gate. They checked him in. I followed him in, round to the car park. He got out of the car park. We didn't speak. Sort of nodded to each other across the car park, and he went off and went into one door, and I went off and went into the other. I was like, blimey, this is... I don't know what in line he is to the throne now, about 598th probably, but yeah, it's quite... Anyway, I digress. I am a royalist. I love the Queen. I love Prince Philip especially. I think his straight talking came as a breath of fresh air to the royal family 60 years ago when he set about trying to change things, the way that the royal family were perceived. He sort of dragged them kicking and screaming into what was then the 20th century. And there have been people that have been a little bit roguish. Princess Margaret was a favourite of mine, a typical bad girl, I have to say. The Queen Mum, I loved. All of them, really. Even Charles, and I know he got a bad rap with the Diana thing. Princess Diana, the People's Princess, everybody loved her, but she also was somebody that thought that she was going to change things. It all seemed like a fairy tale. She's going to become the princess and the future Queen of England. And then once I get in there, I'm going to change things around so that they work the way I want them to work. Didn't work out very well, but she was another one. And the famous interview with Martin Bashir, it's written all over her face that it was all of that. I'm not saying that any of it wasn't true. It probably was. I don't claim that she was telling lies, but she knew fine full well what she was going to reveal. And again, it was an attempt to derail, to take away the focus from the royal family and bring it back onto herself. And again, it didn't work. The Windsors, I know they hate it when they're referred to it as a firm, but the Queen used to refer to it as a firm herself, and so did the Queen Mum years and years ago. They are not going to pass up that franchise easily because they've dedicated an entire life to it. They've had no private life. If you look at the amount of engagements the Queen does even now, at approaching 95 years of age, it's a lot. That's her life. She serves this country. She is a tremendous ambassador for this country, for business, for trade. And people moan about, oh yeah, but they cost us so much money. They actually don't cost us anything at all. If we did away with the royal family, we would lose more income than we currently pay out. There's a system, in actual fact, that the royal grant is something like 25% of the income of the monarch's assets. So wherever that comes from, whether it's from tourism, whether it's from rents, whether it's from the Duchy of Cornwall there is an income that comes into the government, and in order to keep the royal family moving along, I think it's 25, might be 30% of that income is paid out as the royal grant, and they run the royal family on that royal grant. The thing that they don't pay tax is a myth. They don't pay tax on that grant, of course not, but their private income from horse breeding, stables, properties that have been in their family for hundreds of years, any income from that, yes, they pay tax on that, believe it or not. Shock, horror, surprise, surprise. Anyway, once again, I'm getting off the subject. All of a sudden, enter the two young princes, William and Harry. Those two boys are like chalk and cheese. And it's at the moment being bandied about, the government forced this boy to walk behind his dead mother's coffin. No, they didn't do anything of the sort. There is a protocol. There is a cost of being a royal. And that was part of it. If they had chosen not to do it, they wouldn't have been forced. But there are people around the world, heads of states, that might have frowned upon it. It's just an excuse. And yes, we know that he's got some issues with depression and whatever else. Some of that may have come from the time that he spent serving our country, of which I'm very proud of him for that. In Afghanistan twice, I think, full credit to him, absolute full credit to him. But Meghan Markle is a different kettle of fish. She is a Hollywood actress that thought that she was going to be the next Grace Kelly, Princess Grace of Monaco, a Hollywood actress that married Prince Rainier, and became a royal princess and adapted to that role wonderfully well, understood exactly what was involved. Meghan Markle doesn't understand what's involved. She thought, well, I'll get in there and I'll have the crowns and the titles and the royal highnesses. Thank you very much indeed, but I'm going to live it the way I want to live it, and they're going to do what I want them to do. That was never going to end well, my darling, because out of Hollywood, you are a nobody. You're a commoner that married into the British royal family, and they was always going to make sure that you towed the line. Do I think that she's a bully? Yes, absolutely, 100% I do, because that's exactly what she's all about. Out of Hollywood, being surrounded by agents and press officers and managements that are only concerned with keeping her happy, keeping her grounded, keeping her working. She's not used to somebody saying no to her. She doesn't like it, stamps her feet, and this nonsense about the press ruining my life is utter bollocks. I'm sorry, but she loves every minute of it. Take all of that away from her and she will be as miserable as sin, and I wouldn't mind betting that will be another marriage that ends up in divorce, because she's in it for all the wrong reasons, I'm afraid. Got nothing against the woman. Don't know the woman, obviously I don't. But I've seen the way that she has treated our royal family, and I think it's disgusting. Categorically, all of these idiots that are calling for the Queen to apologise, categorically no. Our Queen should never apologise to anybody for any reason, because she is our gracious Queen that actually never puts a foot wrong and never has done. Yeah, people in the press wrap stuff up, spin stuff to make it look like she's heartless, and she has to be. She has to be. That's the price that's paid for being in the position that she's in. So, for my two penneth, the sooner that Harry and Meghan stop using any of their titles, stop drawing any money from the royal purse, stop being protected and just disappear into the woodwork, the better off we're all going to be. On that note, I'm going to say ta-da. See you later.
How's your father?